So first we need to know who was Mirabai. So she was a princess and she was a queen. That is like her introduction. And from a very, very powerful, like royal family of India, the Rajputs of Rajasthan. She was daughter of some of the very big royal family. And she was the daughter-in-law of the family, which family we have Maharana Pratap. Maharana Pratap was her nephew, like her husband's nephew. So from that great family, she was like a very powerful family. And when Mirabai was there, that was the time the Mughals were attacking. So it was the era of Babur. And then after Babur, Akbar came in the rule. And they were breaking all the temples and they were destroying the everything, religion, they were destroying. So what happened at that time? There was a bhakti movement at that time, 14th and 15th century, if you go to the history. And that bhakti movement was in entire India. So we have bunch of saint in the northern part of India, and we have many saint at the same time in the southern part of India. The southern part of India saints' name I don't know, but I know there were many who were on the road walking. The ISKCON Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there around 1500. He was in Bengal. Then we have Meerabai. We had Nanak at the same time. We have Kabir. We have Raidas. We have Rahim. We have Tulsidas. They all were at the same time. Because the entire humanity was getting affected, so many of these saints were at the same time on the road. And these were the saints who refused to follow any tradition, who refused to follow any ritual. None of them went to any of the big meditation school or any ashram. They all were self-proclaimed. They found their path by themselves. So if we try to figure out that which school Tulsidas went or which school Kabir went and who was the guru of Mirabai, it's very hard to find. They all had a nominal guru somewhere here and there, but they were self-made. And I think the same thing happened in the southern part of India. Many of the saints came on the road and they were walking on the road. What was their way of doing? They broke all the tradition, they broke all the boundaries, and they used to dance on the road. It's not today's Garba, and it's not today's Bhangra or how the people dance in Jagrata or in temple. It is not like that. If you see the picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing, you can see that his feet were never used to touch the earth. His feet used to be above the earth all the time. Remember when we were doing the Ast Siddhis, we had the Laghima, that you become so light that you are flying in the air. So that was the natural expression of the gurus. Mirabai never trained, nothing. Nobody taught her anything. But when we see her today, when I was reading about her, like her poetry and trying to understand what she's saying, I felt that she was equivalent to Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya went to school, took sannyas, right? And after that, he described Advaita Vedanta. He gave the concept of Advaita Vedanta. Okay, everything is one. There is no two, only one. Meera, just with her bhakti with Krishna, says that only one is there. There is nothing two. Same space, he reached with a lot of effort and she reached with the pure bhakti. And for Meera, it is said that, I don't know how much it is true, but everywhere I found it, the same thing written, that with her body, she merged into Krishna. We don't have video camera or anything, any proof which can prove this, but like what people are saying and what is written everywhere. I have read many times, I have searched it before also, but every time it shows that she went into the Krishna temple and then her guitar or iktara, what she used to play, and her blanket was there on the floor, and Mirabai was nowhere. So with the bodies, they say that she merged into Krishna. I don't know how it is possible, but yeah, people say that. Like Mahanirvana. If we talk according to Buddha, it's like Mahanirvana. With the body, you are merging. With the physical, like physical elements in our body, and you are merging with Krishna. Nobody ever found her. So to understand her, the first poetry I took today, it is a very famous one. I think most of you must have heard it. Mere to Girdhar Gopal, dusro na hoye. Very famous. Mere to Girdhar Gopal. Meaning, Girdhar Gopal is a name of Krishna. Giridhar means the one took the entire mountain on the finger. Giridhar. I think you guys can take notes. Write it down. You'll forget. And Gopala. Gopala means who takes care of cows. So, mere to Girdhar Gopala, dusro na koi. Right? Nothing else, nobody else. With this, with this line, we can understand what Krishna was in her life. The Krishna was the main thing in her life. So, in this one sentence, she's telling what was Krishna to her, what was her vision about Krishna, what does she consider Krishna for herself. When you understand more deeply to this line, Mere to Girdhar Gopal, dusro na koi. So it's pure Advait. It's only one. Dusro na koi. She is denying everything else. She is denying the entire world. The bhakti inside her is so much that she is saying only Krishna is there. Vedanta starts with saying that there is nothing, only one. Right? She never went to any Vedic school. She never read anything. And then she said that only Krishna, nothing else. So only Krishna, nothing else, right? What kind of Krishna was that? Was it the Krishna who born in the Mathura? Or is it the Krishna who is the Par Brahm, the main deity? Who is this Krishna? If a Krishna who was born, that Krishna will die also one day. The Krishna in the Mathura was born and then he died one day. So is she talking about this Krishna or she is talking about the... Now again understand, try to understand, very minute concepts are there, right? The Krishna, the photo of Krishna, the Murti of Krishna, or the Krishna who lives in Mathura and Vrindavan, that Krishna is Murti Krishna, idol Krishna, where we can see him, where we can imagine him, how he looks. But she is taking that, not from that Krishna. She is going towards the Nirakar Krishna, who is bodiless. The one who is bodiless, the one who is limitless, the one who is boundaryless, the one who is desireless, the one who is emotionless, that Krishna. And who is that Krishna? That Krishna is considered as Brahm. Remember, I always tell there is two. One is Brahm and one is the Prakriti, the nature, right? So Meera is merging into that. When you go more deeper into her poetries, and what is that Krishna? In the common language, what will we call that Krishna? That Krishna is Krishna consciousness. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna consciousness. So she's not talking about the Krishna who was born in Vrindavan or Mathura. She's talking about the Krishna. It's not about a body. It's not about a ritual. It's not about anything. It is beyond. Now the second line of this poetry is Jaake sar mor mukut mero pati soy. So she's saying that the person who had a peacock feather in his head, on his crown, that person is my husband. She's saying like that. Because she considered Krishna as her husband. So for understanding this, I started with the theme of Bhakti, right? When the Bhakti movement was going on. When you go in the Bhakti movement, you will see not only the Hindu saint, the Muslim saint also, they all considered the supreme power as their spouse. If they were male, they also called Pia, means spouse, means husband. They were female, they also called Pia. So that was the reference, that was the name they used to give to the supreme consciousness. If you go to, what is that, the Qawwalis or the Sufi music, most of their things are written, and it's everywhere it is mentioned Pia. Right? So Pia means what? Pia means the spouse, the husband. Whose husband? Whenever we talked about nature and Prakriti, that nature and Prakriti is the female. And who is the male here? The Brahm is male. The Purush is male. So they all consider themselves as the nature. Nature is female. And they have to go and meet to the male. They have to go and be. So in everyone's poetry, it's the same thing they are telling. So they are not telling any big thing. They are just telling that this is the Pia, we have to go to that supreme path. We cannot stay, we cannot like anything below that. Don't stop anywhere and like small things. Look for always the supreme. Don't be any. Now, when we talk about because Meera is talking about the Advait Krishna, right? Only one Krishna she is talking. So what she is saying, when the Krishna is there, then nothing else can stay in her heart. Because Meera is not mind-based. Meera doesn't have a thought of Krishna. Meera had love for Krishna. So here we are going to talk about heart. Right? Because she's full of love. The love is coming out of her all the time. So Meera is not about mind. Meera is not captured into thought or mind. She is just pure heart. Love is coming out of her heart. So the two cannot stray in her heart. If the Krishna is there, then another desire cannot stay. Because she is only looking at Krishna. When the Krishna is there, then desire for money cannot stay. When Krishna is there, then desire for a family cannot stay. Desire for any worldly things cannot stay. Only the Krishna can stay there. Right? This is the meaning of this one line. Mere to Girdhar Gopal dusro na koe. She is saying no to everything. So when we talk about this concept in today's world, we always say, oh, how can we do that? We have family, we have desire, we have this, we have that, we need money. We have a big list that, this kind of bhakti we cannot do. At the time of Meera also, it was the same situation. Right? The human never changed. The desire of humans never change. Humans are there, desires are there. Right? When Meera was going into this path, did she ever realize that after 500 of years, we will be sitting and discussing about her? So when she merged into Krishna, when she gave everything to Krishna, Krishna also returned so many things to her. Right? A simple queen with her family was always after her to kill her because she was devotee of Krishna. They always wanted to kill her. That lady, she died around when she was 48 or something. That lady, we are talking about her now. So what kind of grace Krishna gave it to her? After 500 years also, we are trying to understand her. So her family, her husband, when she got married, her husband died in 5 years. But she was the queen. She was princess. She was the queen. And her husband was the crown prince. So she was considered as a queen. But when the husband died, she said that, okay, I don't care about anything. I will leave everything. And, I just have to live with my Krishna. So they don't wanted her to go out of the palace. So they built a Krishna temple inside the palace. Because she used to say all the time that Krishna is my husband, Krishna is my husband. So they took onto her character also. That how come a widow lady or a married lady before considered someone as husband, some other man as husband? They were not able to understand. The crown prince was her husband, was husband of her body. Right? The crown prince was husband of her body, and she used to live with him. But the Krishna was husband of herself. Right? Krishna was the husband of herself. Till the husband was there, she was living happily with him. After that, when the husband passed away, then she tried that, okay, let me find a guru. She didn't have a guru till now. So finding guru also at that time, and she was queen, right? So many Brahmins, so many learned people were around her all the time. So they all said that, okay, we will give you knowledge, we will give you knowledge. And what did she said? She said, no, I have to find my own guru. And then she found out Ravidas. So Ravidas was a person, Radas or Ravidas, we called him. He was a person who was from a lower caste. In India at that time, they were caste system. So he was considered a lower caste people, and he used to make shoes with the leather. So whoever used to do this kind of work, nobody used to touch them. In that time of India, nobody used to touch them. But Meera used to go and sit at his feet in his hut and try to get knowledge from him. Now tell me, the person who never went to any temple, none of the Brahmin talked to him, how he became a guru of Meera? Because 24/7, he was merged with the Supreme. 24/7, he was chanting, he was remembering. With the chanting, with the remembering, with the merging, you get all kind of knowledge. You don't have to do anything else. Nothing is required. Guru Granth Sahib of Sikh religion, many of the poetries and many of the saying of Raidas is, and even the Guru Granth Sahib, Meera's poetries, those poetries were so powerful. In Guru Granth Sahib, 14th, 15th centuries, all the saints' sayings and poetries are there. In that, we can get reference for Meera and Raidas' work also. That's what they used to say and how they were. So she used to go to him. How courageous she was. Being a queen and going and sitting at the in the hut of an untouchable, she broke all the boundaries. She never followed anything. Same time, Tulsidas was there. Tulsidas is the person who wrote Ramcharitmanas, who wrote Hanuman Chalisa, and who wrote Sundarkand. Same time, at the Meera time, Tulsidas ji was also there. So once she went and she met Tulsidas also. So this, if you see, this whole bhakti movement was about Krishna. It was about Vishnu. Right? They all were Krishna's devotees, Ram devotees, Vishnu's devotees. The bhakti movement was, entire bhakti movement was about Vishnu Bhagwan. At that time, we don't find any Devi devotee, we don't find any Shiva devotees. Because it was easy to dance for Vishnu, for Krishna on the street. For more understanding Meera's Krishna, we have to understand the limit, breaking all the limits, breaking all the boundaries, not listening to anything. She was not afraid. They were after her to kill her all the time. Like they sent poison, a bowl of poison for her to drink. She drank that, nothing happened to her. Then they sent a snake in the fruits basket. That snake will go and, like bite her. The snake didn't do anything to her. So she was like, nothing was having any effect on her. She didn't have any proper school. She didn't have proper disciples, but thousands of people used to dance with her on the road. When she used to dance, thousands of people used to come and dance. So alone, she was able to move people's consciousness. And Meera was never a mind-based thing. Right? There was no mind. Because if the mind will be there will be thousand desire. Meera only worked on heart. That this is my heart and Krishna lives there, nothing else. Don't want anything else. The Krishna is there, I am there. That's it. And some of the poetries of Meera are there where it's written that, I don't remember that poetry, where it's written that she used to cry whole night. Like how when you are in deep love, you are not able to sleep and you cry for your beloved. She used to sit down and cry for her beloved partner at the night.